Hi and welcome. We're ready here with this interview with Michaela Andersen. She has a company that specializes in events and right now obviously hosting a lot of virtual and hybrid events. My name is Anne Seberg and I'm from MPI Scandinavia, and I'm curious to hear a little bit more about what it means to make your event attendee a superhero.
Yeah, so when I start planning an event, I often get a question from my customers, and they say, we would like to have an event. How do we do that? And I'm like, well, what do you want to get out of the event, and why should the delegates actually attend the event? So what I always ask them to do is to figure out through an event design, an experience journey for the attendee before, during, and after the event, so that they have a complete journey and they know exactly what to do when. And I have three things that I want them to go home with: experience, knowledge, and to know new people.
Perfect. So is there any of those that are more important, or are they all equally important?
Well, that would depend on the actual event and how you set the event up. If it's a knowledge event, so then they would expect to get new knowledge. But often when we do the feedback evaluations after the event, most of the people actually has as a first thing that they want to meet new people when they attend these events. But that's mostly for the physical events. Now it's a bit different.
Yeah, so that's obviously the next part of what I would like to discuss with you is how do we create that experience in our online and hybrid events? Have you noticed any kind of pitfalls or any solutions you might want to highlight that have kind of been able to solve some of these issues, or how does it look in the online world?
Yeah, I think that one of the most important things that I always try to do is to make sure that the person who is attending digitally will get as good as an experience as the person attending physically. So I'm not saying that they should have the same experience, but they should have as good as an experience to attend the event. I think that's one of the most important things. So you have to figure out, how do you make sure when you have breaks during the event, what should happen with the person who is watching from everywhere in the world? What should be a good thing for them to experience when the physical delegate might go to a coffee break and network in another room or things like that? Because if you don't do something, you might miss the person. They will start looking at emails, walk the dog, whatever, and they might not even come back to the session after the break. I'd say that if you make sure that your attendee is comfortable when they attend either the digital or the physical event, they are more, they will engage more and be more secure in attending, especially on the digital way, because it's not everyone who actually feel that it's safe to attend a digital event. They can see themselves. And even though when you go on a physical event, you cannot take it back, you will experience what you experience in that moment. But often when it's digital, you will be recording the session maybe, and then your photo or your video will be visible. So I think that one of the things that you should do is to make sure that the digital delegate feel safe when they actually attend the event, because then they are more able to engage in the whole discussion.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a very good point. I think that's all the time we had for this short session, but I'm sure you're happy to elaborate. We'll make sure to share your contact details, and thank you very much for helping us with this.
Thank you, Anne.